Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn a new topic which is very interesting, but students try to memorize it. We will try to understand it. So what is that? As you can see, it's DNA versus RNA. Okay, let's start. What makes DNA more stable than RNA? Right? So already children, we know what does DNA stand for. It is deoxyribonucleic acid. And what does RNA stand for? RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. So, as we already have studied that DNA is the genetic material, nor protein nor RNA. So, why both of them are nucleic acids, right? Both of them are nucleic acids. Still, why DNA is considered to be the genetic material and not RNA? So let's study what is the reason behind that. Firstly, to become a genetic material, there are certain criteria that should be satisfied by the particular molecule. First one is the molecule which we will consider as the genetic material is stable, right? So if we compare the stability between DNA and RNA, which one is more stable? DNA is more stable. So there are few reasons why DNA is considered to be more stable. Firstly, it is double stranded. Secondly, presence of thymine. DNA has thymine instead of uracil. Okay. Next, the base stacking. So as we all know that DNA is double stranded like this. All of us are familiar with this double helical structure. So we know that hydrogen bonds help in keeping these double helical structures together, right? And thymine is present as one of the nucleotide which makes up the DNA molecule. Base stacking is, as we know that, let us see, here and here. There's the hydrogen bond. This is one nitrogenous base of this particular nucleotide. This is another nitrogenous base of this nucleotide. And the same for this. So there is base stacking. This base pair all stack together, right? They stack together to form the double helical molecule, right? So this base stacking also adds to the stability, right? But RNA, of course, it is not double stranded, not double stranded. There is presence of uracil instead of thymine, and like the base stacking being the single stranded molecule as RNA is, this base pairing or base stacking concept is also not very much valid in providing stability to the RNA molecule, right? Next point is the molecule which will be considered to be the genetic material must have the ability to replicate. So as you all can see, protein cannot replicate, and thus proteins are absolutely not the genetic material. DNA, RNA qualifies, both of the molecule qualifies for this particular point, right? But ultimately, there are other factors also which will be considered, right? Next, let's move on to the next point. What will be the next point? The third point which makes a molecule or qualifies a molecule as the genetic material is its ability to show very important children slow mutations. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया बच्चों कि mutations होगा but it will occur slowly, not very fast. So as we all know that DNA जो है वो mutation दिखाता है. Of course it will show mutation and that too very slowly. But RNA जो है RNA shows mutation very fast. So point to be noted over here, as you all know, RNA viruses show rapid mutations because of this fact that RNA mutates rapidly due to the what point we should remember here? Because it is much less stable. लेस स्टेबल है इसीलिए म्यूटेशन फास्ट है उसमें. बट डीएनए जो है डीएनए इज फार मोर स्टेबल देन आरएनए because it is showing very and that as a result of that it is showing very slow mutation. Now why this very slow mutation is so important for a molecule to qualify as the genetic material? Because slow mutation का मतलब क्या है? It will result in evolution. So as we all know, evolution is not a very fast process. Evolution occurs gradually. So for that gradual change, gradual evolution, gradual process to occur, we need slow mutations, not very rapid mutations. Okay? And children, the last point or the last criteria a molecule should satisfy is follows Mendelian inheritance. Okay, sorry, follows Mendelian inheritance. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया कि genes transmitted to next generations. Okay, as we all know that Mendel spoke about the genes which can get transmitted to the next generation. So whatever is the genetic material must follow that. So of course we all know that DNA contains genes and they are transmitted to the next generation. So as DNA satisfies, DNA fulfills all the above criteria, so DNA becomes your genetic material. RNA नहीं है बिकॉज आरएनए सबको सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर पा रहा है. राइट बच्चों? ठीक है, तो यहाँ से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस आता है. सो स्टडी दिस वेरी केयरफुली. लेट्स सी अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम हियर. Which DNA nucleotide makes it more stable than RNA? Just now we have studied it is thymine, right? And of course, as we almost every day do end the session with a DIY question for you all. So this is the DIY question, do it yourself. Which of the following is more susceptible to mutation? You can see the options and please everyone must comment down the correct answer to this. I'll discuss it and I'll solve any doubts which you have. तो बच्चों आज के लिए यहाँ तक ही. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट सेशन में. So if you have found this video helpful, beneficial, share it among all your fellow NEET aspirants. Let's study together, grow together and crack NEET together. मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में. Thank you everyone. Take care of yourself and bye bye.